you're grabbing that bottle, I don't give a fuck what it says on the front. Turn it around, look at the nutrition facts, read the fine print. That's really what is going to tell you what's in there, or more importantly, what's not in there, right? And we had talked a little bit before recording about the differences between Canada and the US. And the US has very little regulation. Canada has a lot of regulation. That's not necessarily a good thing. It's very, very difficult to manufacture here. Governments, corporations, whatever, they put regulation into place with good intention in mind, but sometimes it causes a lot of restriction. And within the US, and this is where, as with Nova 3 Labs, I did all the manufacturing within the US. Near the end of the life of Nova 3 Labs, we started to do some manufacturing within Canada, but we were just in the process of jumping through hoops to get that done, and it was a long process, and it never actually did happen. But anything goes. Like I could go out and start a supplement company, and I could put, I don't know, I'll just make something up. I'm just going to make ascorbic acid. I'm just going to make vitamin C. And then I can literally slap a label on it and make it say whatever. I could say that there is 400 milligrams of trenbolone in there, but yet there's only vitamin C. Like I'm using a totally ridiculous example, but it's like nobody is going to question that. No one will question that. And that's the downfall of not having regulation. So I can say that there's stuff in there when there's not stuff in there, and vice versa. So where does that leave the consumer? What does the consumer have to do? That's the question, right? And we can talk about third-party testing. We can talk about if that's really viable. If something says NSF, does that mean it's totally awesome, right? And chances are, if a company has third-party testing, if they've gone out and gotten third-party testing, yes, there's a very high chance that what you're buying is what you're getting, because it costs a lot of money to get third-party testing done, a lot of money. And the problem with that, though, and this is where my personal bias is going to come in. The problem with that is that small companies that look to make very high-end supplements can't afford third-party testing, because it costs thousands and thousands of dollars per batch to do that. And if you're only putting out a small quantity, let's say I'm ordering 5,000 units of a certain quantity, that's a really small quantity of supplement to sell within a demographic that's like 400 million people, right? There's 400 million people in the US, 40 million in Canada. We won't consider Canada. Let's just talk about the US.